Hey, what's good, everybody? Welcome to another live session with the Hype Magazine. I'm your editor-in-chief, Jerry Dobie. And this evening, man, I got a really special guest out of St. Louis. He is a recording artist, a songwriter, a hell of an on-air personality at 105.1, Streetz 105.1, by the name of Kizz Q, man. I love your song. He's got his new joint out, and it's called Stevie Wonder. It's a hit. It's a hit. It's a hit, man. Hey, thanks for being with us tonight, Q.
Hey, appreciate you, Jerry. Shout out Hype Magazine. Shout out Hype J. Man, y'all been big supporters of the show and, you know, providing a lot for the station, man. So we just, you know, want to show love all the way from St. Louis, all the way to the Midwest, to the A, all over, you know.
All good, all good. But hey, look, as an artist, man, let's talk about your joint, Stevie Wonder. But as an artist, like, from the outside looking in, who is Kizz Q, the artist?
Kizz Q, the artist, man. I'm glad you asked that. So on the outside looking in, man, for real, Kizz Q is a dynamic artist full of experience, full of you know, life lessons that ultimately fuel the music that he makes, you know what I'm saying, per se. So I studied the game from a lot of lyricists growing up, listening to, you know, Pac and Biggie and Lil Wayne, Eminem, cats like that, you know, people who have a story to tell, people who kind of been through the same similarities as I've been through. Maybe different, you know what I'm saying? Everybody walk a life is different, but more importantly, just the obstacles and how things were overcame, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I studied that from a lot of artists, and really that challenged a lot of the greats to be great,
right,
through life experiences. So definitely a lot of melody. I grew up singing. I actually started singing first before I started rapping.
Really?
Crazy. Yeah. But
you in church first or something, or what happened?
Yeah. That's kind of how for real it all started. You know, I know as an artist, that's kind of where it starts anyway. But I feel like that's where it should start. You know, you get a better understanding of music in general through family, through just your spiritual connection. You know what I'm saying? So.
And listening to Miss Johnson get it in the choir, that'll teach you something right there.
Man, speaking on that, man, they had me. I was 7 years old. That was my first time ever leading like a choir for the youth, man. Yeah, I was 7. I was with like 15, 16-year-olds, and they like, yeah, go ahead, he got it. I'm like, dang, before you know it, the whole church like crying and all that. But yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing right there, though. So what was the defining moment, though, that made you decide to do music as a profession? We'll get into the radio part later, but
yeah, absolutely.
As an artist,
man, for real, I've been around music since I was a baby, man. Since I was like a kid, I used to watch my pops growing up. He used to play the piano a lot and sing and stuff like that. So when I was like real little, like when I first started to walk, I used to run down to my mom's basement and, you know, just listen to my dad play music all day on the piano.
Okay.
Kind of crazy. I used to do a lot of crazy shit when I was a kid, but I used to like run downstairs, and every time I heard the piano, I just go to it and just vibe. So I think that's when I really knew that music played a good part of my life. And you know, things happen with family, you know, as a kid, you know, it's a lot, you know, having a father there and then, you know, waking up one day and then, you know, him and mom arguing and divorce and all that. And so that's a long story, but that's kind of where I got my inspiration from. And I used to sit by like the boombox radio, the big boombox.
Right.
And just play like, yeah. I was the 90s. We felt that too.
Ghetto blaster jumping off, yeah.
But for real, man, just to paint a picture, I used to just do that all day, like listen to the radio, listen to my favorite artists. Like Mike and Pac was the two main people who I listened to growing up. Like I ain't gonna lie to you. Like from Thriller to Bad to all of that, man, to Pac's, all of that, man. I feel like them two guys were the main people who I wanted to study from. Because at the time I wanted to sing and rap. Right. But I think what led to me rapping more was because when I used to sing as a kid, I used to kind of get emotional because that shit used to make everybody in the room kind of like, damn, like this dude killed it. But really, I'm just singing like my real passion, my pain, everything. So when I was little, I had an anger problem a little bit. So I used to be like, you know what, I don't want to be singing all the time and feel emotional, but I wish I would have kept doing it because vocally I would have been through the roof just like the rapping.
Right.
But shit, I just started rapping when I was like 5, literally by the boombox. I'm like, you know what? Let me just catch a rhythm.
Right.
And you know, it really wasn't me planning to do it. It just naturally happened. Like just studying music and what I was already doing, I just started rapping, man, and shit just took off.
So who were some of your lyrical heroes coming up then?
Like I said, Pac, Biggie, definitely Nas, Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne is definitely one of my top 5 artists.
Okay, the hot boy Lil Wayne though.
Man, I'm gonna say Hot Boys Wayne was dope, but when he started doing the Squad tapes, I don't even know if people remember that, but when that's the Squad tapes is when he started branching out and like spin, like okay, he separated from Hot Boy to now Lil Wayne like spitting on his own type deal, but that and just the whole dedication, all that, the whole mixtape trilogy, Wayne took that over, and that was a big part of my growing as far as my middle school era.
Okay.
Because that got me through a lot of situations back then. You know how shit was crazy back then.
Right.
You know, I feel like that played a part of everybody's upbringing and from 13 to 17, I would say.
Okay. I'm a little older than that. I was a big L cat, be Prodigy, be that.
Oh yeah, they nice too,
yeah. Way back when. So, but let's talk about Stevie Wonder. What was the inspiration for Stevie Wonder? You got off a little bit on that Stevie Wonder. I really like that joint.
Hey, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you for sure. Stevie Wonder, man, it just came at a point in time where I felt like a lot of things was happening in the industry. And it's been happening for so long, and people I'm close to, I have a conversation with on a daily about this shit. So like just the whole throughout the years of artists like making great music, and then they feel like they gotta do a certain agenda with industry or a certain particular group of people would say you have to do to be successful. So really that was my biggest outlook on music, and I wanted to not just change it, but I wanted to not be there. Like it shouldn't be there. That whole mindset, that whole concept shouldn't even be a part of what an artist got to do. Granted, we got certain goals and certain accomplishments that we want to reach, but trying to just belittle somebody and optimize them in a situation to where they can't be who they really are, just for materialistic stuff. I just feel like the industry shouldn't be like that. But you have certain players in the game, is what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
So that's where Stevie Wonder came from, man. I feel like I had some people ask me before, like, okay, you said if it's minor, I don't see it. I play them keys like Stevie Wonder. So I'm not a street guy, but I even had a couple of street people like just OGs in general, like that. I like how you did that. Like what you really mean by that? Right. So how it came about, really simple. I ain't got to sell my soul to sell out no arena. I just envision myself performing at arenas and big crowds where I'm literally telling people this. Like it's bigger than just music with me. When I'm rapping, it's like I'm actually communicating with people. Because growing up, I was a big people person, but I had problems communicating when it came to like my anger being in the situation. So I had to find a way also to really kind of help myself on a communicational aspect.
Okay.
But music was just already there to do that. So simple. I ain't gotta sell my soul to sell out no arena. I'm gonna do that anyway because of my demeanor. That's really like I want people to really take that and run with it, because no matter who you are or where you are or who you're working with or what you're doing, if you live by that and you stick by that, it's like you're gonna go as far as God allow you without any distractions in the way, without nobody saying what you can or can't do.
Right. Yeah. I don't make music. I'm a consumer of music, although I'm a little tired of consuming this stuff that we keep hearing. But I don't make music, but I always, I've interviewed like George Clinton and Aretha Franklin, and they always talk about how the industry, the powers that be, the bean counters, and the suits at the labels dictate a lot of times. Matter of fact, T-Pain specifically told me about when he was signed to RCA or whatever. They wouldn't let him put out an album because they didn't like his album. So he had to put it out as a mixtape and give it away for free. They don't let the artist be the artist and have the artistic control.
No,
and
they don't
deliver to their fans what it was that brought the fans to them in the first place.
This is the whole reason why this science is real, because it's the artist who controls it. You know what I'm saying? Without the artist, the label, who are the labels? You a person with a LLC that knows a bank.
Right.
If you want to be technical, anybody could, if they figure out a way to really cultivate that with a business, anybody can do that.
Yeah. What was the most surprising, speaking of the business, what was the most surprising part of the music business, the business part of the music business for you?
What was the most
surprising part of music business, the business end of music?
Man, that's a great question. I guess the most surprising part was, that's a very complex question, because a lot of things didn't really surprise me. I was already conditioned as far as what I was seeing around me, the media, my environment, just things in general, the culture, the history behind it.
Right.
So I wasn't surprised as far as people's intentions and what they may or may not do. But one thing I think I probably was just as shocked, if not surprised, is that a lot of times, even when people like coming up, even with people that you got a platform, I guess just as quick as you the CEO, you could very well be the janitor. And it's funny because like I made a post about that on Facebook, and I guess the whole longevity of it, like the whole turnaround of it, just as quick as you can be a janitor, you can be a CEO, and then you can vice versa. It's like a cycle, and that's what I wasn't coming to terms with as far as the business. Like it's really implementation of, hey, this is a whole cycle. Like depending on how much work you put in,
right,
you can get there.
Right.
But it's like quicker. It's like 1 minute you can be over here chilling backstage with all the stars, and the next minute you can be the person sitting outside trying to get in.
Man, cut off, blackballed, in the line, can't get on the list.
All of that.
Yeah, stuck. Yeah.
And for me, being an artist and being in media, I saw both sides.
Right.
I've seen it happen to the biggest people. I've seen it happen to the localest guy you can find.
Right.
And that's just me being completely transparent with the whole situation. Like I've really seen both sides. I know people who janitors and now they CEOs. I know people who were CEOs and So I think that's the biggest surprise is how quick that shit can really happen.
It can flip in an instant. In an instant, I've watched people's careers flip. I've had clients who were major artists who weren't in control of their money. I think that was the biggest surprise for me. It's like, how are you not in control of your own money? What?
You know what I'm saying? That go back to that cycle part. Like it's how they transfer and they money. Like that's a huge one for real. Yeah. That's a gem.
It was crazy. Speaking of being in the media, though, you got the hottest show in St. Louis, in my opinion, in the mix. Streetz 105.1. You're out there. You and DJ Flight, you guys kill it. He's on the wheels of steel. You're the rock star behind the mic, and
man, I appreciate it. All up.
Yeah. So, what brought you to radio?
Man, honestly, I got into radio. I went to the Extreme Institute by Nelly. So Nelly had a school here at a point in time in St. Louis for about,
Okay.
I'd say about maybe 5 years, somewhere around there. And that's where I graduated from. So while I was there, I was able to connect with different industry professionals. Just to name a few, Lonzo Lee from Track Stars, Wishmaster, Carl Napa, all these industry guys. Shout out Mick Blue, Wayne. It's a lot of very intellectual people in the music business or part of the music business to whatever degree that was there to help students, to help teach the knowledge of the music business, contracts, copyrights, certain licensing that you need, just the whole nine. So um, me going in, I didn't want to be the guy like, oh, Nelly gonna put me on. I was never that guy. Like, let's just be real. I was never the guy to receive validation from anybody.
Right.
Because I was always the person to come in and do my own thing. And if you like me, you like me. If you don't, that's cool too. But going in, I just wanted to know the business, man. I really wanted to know the music side of everything. The recording, that's natural. Like, everything is natural with being an artist. But I wanted to treat my business just as important as I treat my artistry. Cause I'm not gonna, like, if the song not hot, I'm gonna make the song hot. Like, I don't care what song it is, bluegrass, it can be country at this point.
Okay. I like
it, you know what I'm saying? And that's just because I'm a student of music, man. I study music. I love music. So if I like the sound, I'm going on it. But I want it to be my business just as fluent as my music, to where I don't have to think about it. Everything is natural. I know the resources. I know the proper information, and I'm being taught the right way to help develop my business. So I went to the Extreme Institute and I got my recording engineering and business management degree. So I do have a degree. I can't go to studios and record people and get paid. So I went to school, got my degree. They had like open mics there in between. So I used to do little ciphers and all that. So by the time I got there, people already knew me from doing showcases, doing events in the neighborhood, things of that nature. So when I got to EI, it was like a melting pot of dope artists, like dope fire artists. And most of those artists I'm still cool with to this day, and you might have even seen on my show.
Right.
But that school, man, it changed St. Louis, man. It changed St. Louis. Like when Nelly and Chingy and all them pop, and then we had that little separation. When the Extreme Institute came in existence, that's when that whole cycle of just the new St. Louis sound and the new faces of St. Louis came about through that school.
Okay.
And shout out everybody that was a part of that school, man. And I definitely I wanna bring it back, man. If you can, just throwing it out there, man. But that's later on down the road. Mixx gonna handle that. But man, I learned so much at that school, and more importantly, just as much info as I learned just as much personal communication with people that was there. And how I actually got into radio is I was cool with this lady named Miss Blue, and she used to every live show I did, every performance I did at the school, all the teachers would come out and watch and support the artists. And I used to kill all the performances. So they like my music. They like me as a person. I was never there to and try to impress nobody. Nothing. I did my work. I went as a perfect student, I would say. I came to class late sometimes, and they got on my ass. You know what I'm saying? So, but that was all a part of just studying the game. Being a student. And I went in and shit, Miss Blue. I ended up talking to her one day, and I was like, "Look, Miss Blue, I've been trying to get at some radio stations. I think right around the time where I was about to graduate, something just caught my attention on radio, and I'm like, you know what? I could do that. I'm an artist. I could do whatever. I could do whatever. I could do a TV, whatever. Because I'm an artist and I'm an entertainer. You know what I'm saying? My family, I got hella funny family people. I got a whole bunch of well dynamic people to grasp entertainment from that I've been around and I've been grown up around. So just being an entertainer in general, I know how to bring a different vibe to people that's enlightening, so they can feel good, so they can react good, so they can have a good time in general. And that just comes along with my performance. I'm a performer.
Right.
If I'm rapping or if I'm talking or if I'm on air, whatever, like this is a TV show to me. That you watch. Yeah, for real.
If they ever watch you on the live, they'll get a bar of that. You check him out on his live on Sundays. He's killing it. Yeah. Yeah,
they catching that, man. They catching it. But shout out Miss Blue though, man, because she saw what I was trying to do, and I had a conversation with her one day, and I'm like, look, I'm trying to get at a radio station, y'all. She ended up having my resume already, because throughout the whole year I was putting my resume together.
Right.
Interning at Shock City Studios, interning at Fat Buddha sometimes, going back and forth to studios, doing my shows, doing everything like that. So I was building my resume. So by the time the end of the year came, I wasn't straggling. I wasn't trying to figure out what my next move was. I already knew what the next move was. I just had to get it in process. So long story short, and I hadn't talked to Ms. Blue about this all year. I ain't gonna say the people who I was talking to, but the people who I initially was going through to get up there, they was kind of like, I'll get back with you. Maybe their connection wasn't as strong. Maybe just, they was just prolonging, whatever the case was. But when I talked to Ms. Blue instantly, she made one call. She was like, hey, I'm about to have one of my students come up there and bring his resume. And she was like, all right, he got to like 5 o'clock. It was like going on 4 o'clock. So she was like, all right, boom. She was like, yeah, Q, you got to go up there, bring your resume. She waiting on you. You got 30 minutes. I said, oh, shit. All right. So I left school, got in my whip, went up there, and, handed my resume to the promotions manager up there. And shit, after that, about 2 days later, actually it was a day later, they called me. They was like, yeah, we want to schedule an interview. So I'm like, damn. So I'm in the interview, and then they just asked me what I do. Some people I already knew, just like I said, performing in certain community events. But it's different from being an artist and actually trying to do radio. Like you really gotta know certain dynamics of how things are ran and just the whole process of it. But me being an artist, I already kind of knew. I just had to know the game, the fundamentals of it per se. But yeah, I had the interview, killed it. Next thing you know, it wasn't until like after I graduated December 15th from the Extreme Institute, and then like 2 days later I got that call. I was like, yeah, we want to make this work. So I got hired, and shit, it went from there, man.
So did you start from the promotional side and then work your way on air? Is that how the
actually? So I'll say how that process happened for me. And me being a realist, me being a person of true, just good vibes. I'm not going to the companies that I work for. I'm not going to shade, because that's not what I do. Even at a point in time, the things were reversed. But I will say, Radio One was the first company that I was at, and then after that, it was CBS Radio, which is Intercom now.
Right.
And then after that was iHeartRadio. So I've been at the most prestigious ones, or you get what I mean.
Yeah.
But
the top ones,
the ones at that time, quote unquote, you know what I'm saying, at that time.
Right.
But yeah, so when I was there, I was there for 1.5 years actually. That's where I met DJ Tab at. So cats like him, any ones from the past 10 years, the past decade, they know who I am, and I actually got a chance to work with. And despite whether if they liked me or not, whichever ones liked me or not, I wasn't there to please people. I was there to help the community and to do something that I really love to do and show people that you can really do what you love to do, regardless of what anybody say. So when I jumped off in that, man, people actually thought I was on the radio. That was the crazy part. Really? I started out in promotions.
Okay.
Even at certain promotional events like Scott Trade Center, I've been down there on the mic hosting. People that saw me and know what was going on back then, they familiar with my face now, believe it or not. But I've been at the Scott Trade, I've been at Annie Malone Mayday parades, I've been practically any and every event in St. Louis.
Okay.
Major and local. Humbly speaking.
Doing a lot of notes. Okay.
and I was a promotion. I was in promotions. I wasn't on air. I had people calling the station like, "Yo, is Q is Kizz Q is he what time he be on?" And the promotion manager like, "What? What time he on? He not on air." Like I literally had a meeting. They, the top people up there was like, "Yeah, you got people calling, seeing what time you on air. You just the promo guy." I'm like, "Hey man, I'm just doing my thing. I'm just, working." So it was like that type of game. And the 10-year vets that was up there and that was around and that in and out of St. Louis, they'll if you ask them, and if they feel like they'll tell you. But regardless, I'm the type of person to where I don't even need you to tell anybody. You was there, you saw, you know what happened, and I'll leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? But really, I just went studying. I studied the game. I studied the metrics of radio. I was studying the sales department. I got cool with a lot of salespeople because there was ideas that I was trying to get approved, up there that they just was kind of blocking. So, but God worked it out for me. I had my time at those companies for a reason because it was something that I needed to know. And more importantly, it was the experience and the knowledge. I had to know that if I wanted to really do radio. Because it's bigger than just getting on the mic and talking a bunch of stuff. You got to really know your knowledge. So, and that's what I did.
You've come from the big brands, and you got a spot in an emerging brand, Streetz 105.1 in St. Louis.
Yeah,
Kick and Tell. You know what I mean? The Mixx is a great show. You and DJ Flight put it down and I love what you're doing for the local artists. You know what I mean? Giving them an opportunity. One of the things that he does, man, from his show is he sends me artists from his show. Says, "Look, man, I think these are hot artists that might need some attention." As a matter of fact, I'm getting ready to do Hakeem. Yeah, I heard him on
Hakeem, man. He's cold.
Yeah,
very dope, bro.
You're getting ready to be a part of the Hype 16. That came through the Mixx show. That came through Streetz. Q hit me, says, "Yo, this cat is dope. He's out there co-signing." It's nice to be in a position of where you can recommend somebody on to the next level, so they can get some shine. And it's dope. I love what you guys are doing. The show is exciting too. Sometimes I just tune into you live on Instagram just to hear the show because you great interviews, great personality, great chemistry with Flight and those that call in and your guests. So the art of the interview is something that a lot of young journalists, young media personalities don't have. How did you develop your art of the interview? What was your process there?
Man, really, to be honest with you, I study a lot, man. Like I study a lot. Like even people that's around me. Shout out Streetz 105.1 DJ Tal. Shout out everybody here, man. Because believe it or not, from guys up here, Kenny Mo, D Smooth, Tab Bounce, like just even on the business side, like Tab was one of those first people who I actually built a relationship with, while I was at the other radio stations, and we just kept a good relationship after that. So me coming over here, I was already familiar and had a good vibe with people here. So it really just kind of made sense. And I was able to contribute a lot, and I'm blessed to even, be in this position, man, because he gave me a shot that those other stations weren't trying to do.
Right, right.
Well, and I think deep down they knew because they knew how serious I was, and not just how serious I was, like my work alone, will speak for itself. So that's why I don't, discredit nobody. I don't talk stuff. I don't do none of that. I just simply, I'm gonna show you type of guy. I'm not even gonna tell you. I'm just gonna show you. But man, for real, I studied a lot, man, and I studied from people like Charlemagne, the guy. He might be arrogant, he might have his ways, but true radio vets, man. Tom Joyner. I go as far as back on that era, man. Just a whole bunch of people, DJ Envy, because you got to study the greats. You got to know they process what it took to get to that level and all that. And generally, just me being fluent on the mic I can just naturally do that and be cool. But sometimes it's not always about just going with what you know how to do. You got to have the knowledge behind everything you do. So that's the main reason why I studied a lot of just dope people who I thought was really good, being good on the mic and entertaining people. Even like some hosts in the city. Shout out to Marley. Guys like that, like they get on the mic and they just electrify. Like they don't think about what they say. They know their demographic, they know how they want to make people feel, and they know how they want to operate their performance. So I feel like just studying from people that I think have a good understanding of how to capture somebody's mind on the mic. And that might go a lot over some people's head, but it's really a science to this. Like if you can talk and get people to pay attention to you, right. You got it. Simple.
Right. Conversation in short bursts. That's kind of what makes a star on the radio, I think. You know what I mean? Being conversational, doing it in short bursts, being able to guide the interview and take them down, take them down a journey, basically. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then deposit them safely at the end, and everybody's fine.
That's pretty much what I do, man. Like I really don't even think. Like I like to be informative on what I say, because I don't want people to just think like, oh, he can rap good, he can sound good, but he don't really know what he's talking about. Like the getting on the mic and doing that, I've been doing that since I was 3 years old. So I know I can get on there and turn up. But just being knowledgeable about the industry that you're in and just the game, people you're around and all of that, man, you can really take that and use it. And more importantly, I like to make the people feel comfortable. I want you to know that this is not just a regular interview. Like this is a one-on-one sit down. Like this is almost a talk show. Right. This is hype music. Like I'm about to really dive in to the airwaves and to the people, to the person I'm talking to. I'm diving in. I want to know the process, how you guys started, everything that led up to now. You know what I'm saying? And beyond that.
Okay. All right. So what's coming up next for 2022 as we get ready to wrap up? I know you got some exciting things.
Man, 2022 is gonna be a crazy year, man. We actually are doing our first annual Mixx concert.
Okay.
And you got the exclusive drop on there. Everybody here knows what's going on. But yeah, man, we've been working hard at our show. We've been connecting a lot at a lot of different places. And the main thing that I've been studying in this game, especially just being around and being involved in this industry, is our city. We don't have a lot of outlets here to help pull these artists out, if that makes sense. Like we had our artists here, and that's dope. We got a lot of talented artists, but sometimes it takes going out of the city and connecting with those pieces that's out there and then bringing them in.
Right.
Because if you don't know who they are or what they are, how can you bring an opportunity to change your city when you don't know the real factual way of going about it? So when this opportunity came about to do the show, man, I knew from that point before I even got on air what it really took to bring the right resources here to St. Louis. I knew that from working at the other places, meeting different people, connecting with different people, and more importantly, I just kept a good vibe. I treat people with respect. You know what I'm saying? I don't disrespect nobody, and I feel like the people who I've met along the way, they know that, they realize that, and that makes people want to do business even more. Is like how you treat people really will determine your success.
And staying the hell out to politics.
And staying out the way.
Stay out the way. Yes, sir, indeed. Yes,
real
indeed.
Man. But
so
yeah,
what days are you guys on?
What you say?
So what days are you guys on?
Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday. Yeah, Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday. Tuesday nights we just got added on. Tuesday nights 8:30 to 10:30. So we're gonna do like a 2-hour mix. Saturday 9 to 11 p.m. So we do like the Saturday night mix with exclusive interviews, and Sunday 12:30 to basically 3, and then 3 to 5 we do an additional show with Mr. Gary. He's a TV personality from ABC 30. So
Them Joe people.
Mixx. Yeah, shout out OG, man. He a real man, for sure.
All right. Where can they find you online, though?
Man, find me everywhere at KIZZQ, capital Q. Use Yahoo, Google, all the search engines, and type me in. You're gonna follow me on all the platforms, all the major streaming sites, social media, Kizz Q, by the way, Facebook, Kizz Q, by the way. The by the way is just my little tag.
Right.
But you can YouTube everything Kizz Q, and you're gonna find everything you need.
Okay. Look, man, we had Kizz Q. He is a singer, a rapper, a songwriter, an on-air personality, an all-around entertainer. Good guy, man. Young lion in the media space. I like what you're doing out there in St. Louis. I like the fact that you are giving opportunity for other artists to break out. And by the way, in case y'all didn't know, Streetz 105.1 in St. Louis. It's online, but it is a BDS station. So your streams count. Every time this man and DJ Flight put you on the air, that you earning some change, man. So
man,
get that mailbox money. Get that mailbox
money. Tap in. It's real streams. Like, no disrespect to anybody else who's doing it. Congrats to everybody doing it. Much success. But you can't get paid to get played on Streetz 105 to Mixx. Believe that, man.
All right.
And 2022 headlines, the new EP, man. I'm working on a big project. It will be dropping February. I'm gonna just get y'all the exclusives, but yeah, I've been working hard, man. I've been working nonstop, man, and I'm gonna keep doing that, man, because I want people to know just how serious this shift in St. Louis about to happen in the industry and beyond, man. So be on the lookout for that.
All right, I'm really excited for you. I'm really excited about you, and I know that you're going to be a dynamic piece of the fabric of the music industry as you move forward, man. Thank you for what you do. I appreciate you. All right.
Hey, much love. Shout out Hype Magazine. Y'all know we got y'all on lock, man. Big supporters of the show. Shout out to you, Jerry, man. You dope with them articles, man. You like an author, dog.
I appreciate you. All right, man. The Hype Magazine live sessions, Kizz Q, Streetz 105.1, St. Louis. They kicking the doors down for everybody, man.
I know it, man. Tap in, y'all know.
All right.
Much love, Eric.
Peace.
Yeah.